Alright guys, today, welcome back to Crypto Jiri. We're going to be basically like a little peer-to-peer group convo. I'm not going to be breaking into news stories or anything like that. I'm just going to be talking about mainly why the Bitcoin price is going up and down, as well as what recently has happened throughout the weeks in the news. As well as where I think Bitcoin's going to be heading. So it's going to be a very chill convo. I'm really not going to be editing this video at all. So be prepared for me to be stuttering a lot. So yeah, basically, as of right now, right, Bitcoin did push up to the 10,300 mark, right about there. And then it got rejected from that ceiling, or that right sale, all going back down to now. As of right now, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 8,500 or even till 7,000. But of course, I'm still going to be holding my assets just because I know Bitcoin is going to be basically going through the moon, as far as the price, as far as technology wise. But I wouldn't be surprised either if it bounced off this MA right here, for a bounce back to a new buyer's market and break through that support right there. But if you go back to the Bitcoin price, right, all the way back in 2017, where Bitcoin was at, let's say, $750, it bounced off both the MAs, but mainly, of course, it was the 50 close MA, right? So once it bounced off, created a big bull run, went all the way up to 20,000, which was basically the right news headlines of everywhere, and making it very well known that Bitcoin does have a chance. Is just showing us a little bit of what can happen. And then, of course, right, a lot of the buyers from back in 2013 sold off everything that they had, just because they wanted to make a profit. And that's where basically that whole bear run cycle happened. As you can see, right, bounced off the 50 close again, tries to get back up to another bull run, but hit the 61.80 Fibonacci retracement, which did got rejected from that support. And of course, right, got rejected from that 50 MA again and went all the way down to $3,000, which isn't that bad, right? From 2017 till 2018, 1 year, $750 to $3,000 stable is actually not bad when you take a good look at it. Right, once again, bounced off the 200 close MA, went for another bull run till, I think it was 14,000. Got rejected from that support level. And then once again, right, the cycle repeats itself. Even now, just then happened a couple days or a couple months ago. Right, went down, rejected the 5,000 mark, went back up. And then, of course, rejected that support level again. So, basically, what I'm taking from this is this level right here. Let's see if I can highlight it. Use this. So this level right here is a big seller's market. I think the reason why is because they're very short-term buyers. People who got into the market that really don't know much about Bitcoin, or they really don't know much about what's happening in the news of the crypto world, as well as what countries are going to try to do with it. So that's basically the key area where I'm going to keep a watch out on when the price goes near to there. But once we go through that threshold, I wouldn't be surprised we won't have bad things. It would just go straight up. It wouldn't be no rejections. Maybe a rejection right about here, right? Just because that's a big support level too. When the price went down, stabilized right there. So this could be a sell-off right here, which is basically right here. So once we break through that support level, we'll be in good terms, going towards 20 or even 25K. But I wouldn't be surprised if it took another year or even year and a half, just because, right, we're still creating that value in the crypto space. It's still very early. But the big news is that PayPal got into the game, right? They're offering to sell Bitcoin on their website, as well as doing transactions through there, which is not surprising, honestly. Grayscale and other big firms are buying more of Bitcoin. So once they do get through the blockchain and having it more of a confirmed transaction, I wouldn't be surprised that this is going to blow up, just because they did buy a lot of Bitcoin, which will drastically move the price up. Another news is, like, for example, a lot of people don't take for granted outside of US for Bitcoin. So for example, like, everyone in the US think Bitcoin as an investment, as an asset, rather than as a daily use of money, right? Because the US dollar hasn't failed us yet. But it will soon, in my opinion. Just because of the amount of money that we're printing, as well as the amount of debt we have, as well as the amount of the world debt it has, because the US dollar is basically the backbone of any currency. We're basically like gold back in the 70s, but for the world. So everyone in the whole world wants US dollar, right? But of course, since we don't have a lot of it, even though we're printing so much of it, it's going to create a backlash of just not having the supply as well as the worth, and that's where the currency is going to fail on us, right? We've seen it a lot in Venezuela or even Colombia, where people would literally not trust their government's currency because they know that in a day or two the inflation is going to go through the roof and it's not going to be worth anything. But for us, for example, US dollar, the reason why we haven't seen that yet, or I mean, we do seen it, but people don't really care about finance, is basically the US dollar is considerably stable because the world wants it. But if you do take a look back in like 2000, right, a dollar worth then was way more than the dollar worth now. So basically, we're making our citizens even poor rather than making the dollar the rich. Because, right, a lot of people have said, or even like, you know, back in school, you got to save up, right? They teach us to save up, invest, blah, blah, blah. Even if they even said saved up, right? But even though if you save up, that money then is now not worth nothing. Even if you look in like the Lebanese culture and the Middle East culture too, if you ever been over there, like for example Dubai or even like Lebanon, every ATM over there, they don't even offer Lebanese. They only offer US dollar. Even if you go to a store, they only want US dollar. If you want to buy your groceries, they only want US dollar. But the people that live and work there, they get paid in salary of Lebanese money, which is kind of messed up when you think about it, right? You get paid in Lebanese, which is worth nothing in today's market, which is like, I don't know, 30 Lebanese into $1. But then your grocery store wants US dollar, so you got to pay the exchange rate, the fees, as well as try to get food on the table, which is not good. And that's why a lot of people in the Middle East are switching to cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Like when you go over there, you see a bunch of Bitcoin billboards, cryptocurrency billboards, as well as investing in crypto, as well as real estate, because those are the main biggest assets over there. Even like in Europe as well, right? They rather have US dollar. Like when I went over there to visit family, they didn't even want euros anymore. They just wanted US dollar or Bitcoin. That's the only ones that could pay money out of my pocket. So later or even sooner, it's going to catch up to us in the US, and we're going to finally realize that, paper money isn't worth nothing. Just because of how terrible it is trusting the government on inflation, as well as trusting them to keep, the currency valuable. So that's basically what has happened of a couple of weeks or even like years, just because I was talking about Venezuela and Lebanese culture and the Middle East and stuff like that. But there are really great things, especially in DeFi, where they're creating new projects on transactions peer-to-peer, because no one likes banks. We're trying to get rid of banks, as well as a lot of small companies are trying to get into the loan in crypto, so they're trying to give out loans in cryptocurrency. But I think that's going to take at least 5 years to be stable and be approved by the government. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it did went to 8,500 bounce up, or if it went all the way down to 6 or even 5. So yeah, guys, hopefully this creates a little bit of a conversation in the comments, or even just text me on Instagram or Twitter, and just let me know what you think is going to happen in the near future. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, just having a laid back conversation, or the history of basically what has happened till now. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Keep piling, and of course like the video, and why not subscribe? Nothing will hurt you. All right, guys, peace.